Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Wind Down with Business Coach Nancy. That's me. I'm so excited today. I had such a great week. I hope you guys all had a great week too. Just give me a second. I'm going to be looking around at my other screens and sharing this broadcast onto my personal page. Hi, Darcy. I had a really whirlwind week. I went to Savannah, Georgia for the Interior Design Society National Conference. I have been a member of the IDS for 7 years, 2 years as Vice President of the Long Island chapter, 2 years as President of the Long Island chapter. Then I became a national board member, and now I am the president of the virtual chapter, which I think is a really cool idea. I'm not sure any other professional organization is doing that, but I figured I had the technology, so why not do it? So just give me a second. I'm going to share to my personal page here. Hi, Richie. And then we'll get going. I'm really excited about my guest today, and I want to show you the wine I'm drinking. I'm back to white wine. Okay. So today I am drinking St. Francis Chardonnay in my, I'm so proud, #1 mom wine glass, which I'm not so sure, right? My kids gave this to me years ago. I'm not so sure that's a good thing, but they do know that I love my wine. And I think I finished the red that we had in the house. So this week, I was so proud to be awarded the 2018 Outstanding Leadership Award for my participation in the Interior Design Society over the last 7 years, and particularly in the last couple of years with being a national board member and creating the Interior Design Society National Conference. But more than that, I got to spend time with, hi Darla, I get to spend time with the people I hung out with, my family from the Long Island chapter of the Interior Design Society, and meet some of my virtual chapter members and meet some of you guys who just watch me online. And I got to do a round table about client conflict. So fun week. We even did a ghost tour, and one of our members got, we think, a picture of a ghost in the background. And one of our wise ass members put a little stick figure in all our pictures and said, "Ooh, look, I see a ghost." So that was really funny. So I want to make sure we take advantage of my guests today. We have Rachel and Dixie from Design and Style here. So I'm going to bring them up into the broadcast, and we're going to talk all about how changing your visibility in person and online can really grow your business. So let me bring them up into the broadcast. You ready, ladies? Okay, here they come. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Dixie.
Cheers. Happy Friday. Happy weekend wind down.
Thank you.
You're having a whiskey down, and I'm having a beer down because I've been painting in the heat all day.
I know. Show everyone your hands. Did you get the paint off?
Oh my God, no! I even took a shower and I still can't get the paint off.
Oh, what are you painting?
I'm doing the one room challenge. I'm doing it my outdoor patio space, and this is when I'm like, why are you a DIYer? So yeah, I'm doing all the work. It's hot and dirty, so. But it's good.
Now, it's good. I had never even heard, I'm a business coach, right? So I handle the business side, not really the design side. Yeah. I had never heard of the one room challenge before. And then I see a bunch of people doing it.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Who puts that off?
Gosh, I'm stuck on her name right now. Linda something. I can't remember. I feel bad. Okay. But I will drop a link later to who it is, because I put it in every single blog post. But it's cool because they just partnered with a new network called what's it called, Dixie? Home Love Network, and they're showing some of the projects from the because they do it twice a year. They do it in the spring and the fall, and they're showing some of the fall projects as content on Facebook Watch. So that's kind of really exciting.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. So before we get off onto a million tangents, which I know we really will, Dixie, why don't you introduce yourself, and then I'll have Rachel introduce herself, and then we'll just start chatting.
Sounds perfect to me. I am Dixie Willard with Dixie Willard Design. I am one half of Design and Style. I have a design firm here in Knoxville, Tennessee, where I specialize in new build residential homes. Residential homes is kind of an oxymoron, but you know what I mean.
And we have Jane Dagny. Hi, Jane.
Hey, Jane.
Jane, oh, my girl crush.
Jane and I were at the IDS National Conference together.
Nice. Very nice.
Times and Dollar and Elizabeth and everyone's starting to come on. Okay, Rachel, tell everyone, even though they mostly know who you guys are, but let's make it formal.
Yeah, I'm the other half of Design and Style. And I have a design firm, Rachel Moriarty Interiors in San Diego, California. I focus on, I'm kind of where Dixie stops her process. I start at drywall and paint and go all the way to the finishing touches. So that's my business here in San Diego.
So I have to ask you now, we only really met once virtually when I was on your podcast, but how did you guys get together to become Design and Style?
It was a match made in internet heaven.
Yes.
You met in a group?
We met in a group, and it was one of those things where, we just had so much fun chatting with each other, and just our conversations, we would just keep playing back and forth, and it was just fun and lighthearted, and we had so much in common. So we took it into Skype dates.
Yeah.
And which, it's always fun to tell your husband, hey, I'm gonna have a Skype date with this other designer that I met online.
Yeah.
And you never met in person. Well, when you became Design and Style and decided we're on to something, we have great chemistry, we want to do something together. Had you met in person yet?
Nope. We didn't meet until probably a year after we started organizing Design and Style.
It wasn't until it was September. A slow start. I mean, we were really can we fit this into our schedule? Let's do this fun thing. It was really, really unintentional. And so when it started really taking off and we getting popular and known and, sponsors and stuff like that, we were like, oh my gosh, we need to make this a business. We need a PR person, we need a business account, we need an entity. And it was just we had to do it all like that. So I had to fly to Tennessee and stay on her wooded 14 acres. And I couldn't believe my husband, let me go. That was so crazy. I'm like, you're actually letting me go meet somebody
right?
Some rando that I met on the, on the
Meanwhile, my husband's going, you're bringing somebody into our house that you've never actually met in person? You're going to stay here?
You really do get to know people. I mean, Luann and I were doing a group coaching together before we met in person. And then one day, we're doing a whole group coaching together. And we were we must have been 5 or 6 weeks in. And I said, hey, I'm going to be in Atlanta. She's like, I'm going to be in Atlanta. I'm like, okay, good. Come to my event if you have that time slot free. And that was the first time we met in person, yet we were already working together.
Now, I thought you guys lived in the same area for some reason.
Well, she lives in Jersey. I live on Long Island. That's very far away.
Is it?
I mean, it's a good,
I don't know.
It's a good hour through the city and the Long Island parkways. It's not something, hi, Jerry. It's not something you just get on the road and do. It's interesting. And being as busy as we both are.
Yeah.
We did meet in the city one other time for her 2-year anniversary of her podcast. I went into the city for that. But the city is an hour for me by train. And if I drive to her place, which I will be doing in this month because I'm her lunch and learn.
Nice.
I love that.
With John Tedesco. He lives on Long Island. He says, where is Jersey? There we go. Where is Jersey? Jersey. It's far enough that it takes a little effort for us to get in the car and go that way.
Yeah.
So
I love that you can put the comments up like that. That's so cool.
Yes. Part of the reason why I love Be Live, and let me see if I can hide it now. Yep. You can put people's questions up, like Amy Fleury. Welcome. She says, happy Friday. Cheers, Amy.
We love another girl crush of ours, Amy Fleury.
So, okay. So tell everyone what Design and Style is together now that we heard what each of you do separate.
Yeah. So Design and Style we say it's not only a podcast, it's a community, actually. So we have a private Facebook community of almost 2,000 interior designers, stylists, decorators, and stagers. And we have a podcast. We're at, what are we at now? 73 episodes?
70. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we're
73 or 74.
Yeah.
And how many times a week? I should know this, and I don't. How many times a week are you putting off the podcast?
We don't know. It's okay that you don't know it because we don't know it. It changes. It changes with our capacity.
No, this is the only thing I do consistently is the weekend wind down. Everything else, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll add something. And then it ends up not being.
We did try to push it to 3 times a week. We were doing 2 podcast episodes and a visibility story, which highlights one of our community members that have been with us since the beginning and done our challenges and, gone through and gotten more visible. And so they tell a little bit about their story and how they've journeyed with us. It was too much with our own design firms. It was crazy. So we've scaled back to, are we doing 1 now?
Well, yeah, we're doing 1. We have a couple of more visibility stories that are going to come out, and then we're going to kind of pause on that because the thing was our visibility led to more work.
I know.
For us personally.
That's what we need to tell everybody. It does, right? It leads.
Yeah, we almost were like, when we first started really started getting momentum in design and style, we kind of took the foot off the gas of our design firm so we could focus a little bit more. And it's funny, as soon as we took the gas on our personal design firms, that business went up. Yeah. So it's been a balance doing the 2 businesses.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, I did it for 2 years. I ran Expressive Living Art Framing and Accessories, which is why I'm even here in the interior design world.
Right.
Because I served interior designers for 15 years. So I decided, I'm going to start coaching also. And a year and 3/4 in, I had to tell my employees, because I was getting agitated at them and then agitated at myself. And I am a workaholic, but I was working even more ridiculous hours.
Yeah.
And so I shut down Expressive Living. One of them still works for me as a virtual assistant from her home here on Long Island. Right. And the other one is working for the other art consultant on Long Island. I was able to call her and say, I got a great employee, Nice. So, all right. So let's see what Jersey is only about an inch away on the map, although in reality, it's a painful drive. Oh, my God. So, and Amy said, yes, knowing the purpose of visibility is key. What do you want to do? I hear you. It really is key. And when I thought about what can I do on a consistent basis that is going to match my end goal, right? My end goal is to expose myself to more interior designers and creative entrepreneurs who may feel like they need help in their overall business model. Sales is my forte, and make more money, right? Become more profitable. And I thought, what can I commit to? And it was just this once a week with my wine. And that's helps my incentive.
You could commit to the wine or to the
priorities.
I know, Dixie, we're doing something wrong. Well, Dixie and I, when I first traveled to Tennessee, because she's right by the Smoky Mountains, we did a thing called Moonshine in Design, where we went out and we were moonshine tasting. And we're like, well, moonshine rhymes with design, so let's just go with that. Yeah.
I have a girlfriend who makes moonshine at home.
Ooh.
It's not that hard.
Ooh.
You could do a moonshine in design, but you didn't hear it here. Just in case.
We're not giving addresses and names out.
That's right. You didn't hear. Oh, she doesn't sell it, but she does bring it as gifts on holidays and things like that. So it's fun.
Nice.
Okay, so you also have a visibility. Your private group is Design and Style Club.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So if you guys want to go in there and check it out, is there criteria to join?
Just answer a couple of questions. We want to make sure that, you're a creative entrepreneur, not even necessarily a interior designer. But, most, I would say, of our members are in the design, a design professional in some way.
Right. So, and what is the primary focus of that group?
Visibility.
Moonshine and Design. John likes that. Living. Oh, thanks, John. He said Expressive Living. I'm going to just show that for a second. Expressive Living was an awesome company. Thank you. I worked hard at growing that. You have challenges in the group?
We have been, so right now we are kind of, we took a little break from challenges. We have a big one coming up. We have been working collaboratively with the Design Network to help them design and launch their new e-design platform. So that has been something that we didn't expect. We never thought we'd be software designers, but apparently that's a new title.
Yeah.
So we've been working on that, and we're going to do a big challenge. We're going to do some webinars to get people familiar with the Design Network platform. And then when they launch their e-design, we're going to help them do that as well.
So what kind of platform is that?
E-design, online interior design.
So they have the opportunity to do that with some other softwares as well, but this is specific just to e-design?
Yes, sort of. So the Design Network has an e-commerce platform to it. So it's combining the e-commerce with the online interior designers so that they're giving the leads to the designers. But the great thing is the designers can set their own prices. Mm-hmm. That was one thing that was super important to us, is that it not be, some of the companies out there kind of have a race to the bottom kind of thing going on. And this is something where the quality of furnishings is a little bit higher, a little bit. I saw my face pop up.
I know, you're like, I know, I did the same thing. I was like,
it's so cool. I could throw everybody off.
I love it.
What's hard is I have multiple screens, right? Because I'm married to a techie, and behind my camera is the actual live, which is about 10 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So I'm clicking things. I'm going, why isn't it working? And then I look up and I'm like, all confused. So your visibility brought you that opportunity.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And the people who, I know my clients, when they start doing Facebook Lives, what it actually means to their business after consistency, right? Being consistent and being visible and people recognizing them. And I always tell my clients, when that person wakes up in the morning and hates their bathroom or hates their window treatments or goes, oh my God, I have to change the color of these walls. It's the first designer sometimes, unless they know somebody from the past or they got a referral, it's the first designer that pops up in front of their view or in their inbox that may get that first phone call to say, can you help me?
You know how I get a lot of my business, which is really crazy? I have the saying, water always wins. There are when a pipe breaks in a wall, when a pipe breaks in the floor, when something leaks from upstairs to downstairs, and all of a sudden you're replacing drywall and flooring and major, major decisions. And if my clients have been on the fence and they were always like, oh, I've been wanting to update it, and now they've got this major maintenance thing they have to deal with, which means new paint colors and new, tile and new surfaces and, and huge, huge decisions to make. I'm the one they call. So that's
very cool.
Yeah. So that things like that can happen too. It's not even, it's an emergency, we laugh, we say there are no design emergencies, but sometimes there are.
So when you are crying on the floor of your kitchen that you're leaking from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Well, Rachel.
Yes.
It's the person you remember that is the person
I'm top of mind. Yeah, absolutely, in my area.
And that's I don't know if you know from Luann's podcast, I'm always niche is rich and broad is broke. That is so brilliant.
Yeah.
Because that's the time.
That's the time.
So that becomes an emergency. So your life gets turned upside down.
Yeah.
At that moment when they call you, because you have to kick into action.
Well, it's easy for me, though. I mean, it's not, that's the thing, right? I mean, it's easy for us to make decisions, not in my own house, but for other people.
I had no artwork in my house. Totally get that.
Yeah. So it's, it's very calming, and they're so grateful because I'm like, don't worry. Like, we got this. Like, so they love it. They love being, having a designer through the process.
So you're getting a lot of clients from your Facebook Lives.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
And you grew your personal page? Either one of you, Dixie, did you grow your personal page, or you do it all from your business page?
I don't do anything on my personal page. I share my business page stuff to my personal page.
Oh, okay.
I like having all of the analytics and the numbers and the stuff like that on the business page. Plus, we all know that Facebook frowns upon you using your personal page a little bit. So if
that's what they
say, I don't have to worry about it if I do it. I do it all on my business page and just share from there.
And you've gotten business also from doing your Facebook Lives.
She doesn't do them.
So I have a completely different,
She's a different
client base.
Okay.
So my Facebook page and my website and all of the things that I do are basically just verification. My clients find me by doing a search, or a lot of times they're moving to the area and they're going to build a new home when they get here. And so they go to my Facebook page just to check up on me and see, does she know what she's doing? What does she do? That kind of thing.
And Dixie focuses a lot on in person. So she moved to her area. She jumped in. She's, part of BNI. She's an ambassador for the chamber. She's extremely involved in her community. And I mean, even when we go to open our bank account, I couldn't even believe you've only been there for 2 years. When I went there, she knew everybody. I mean, it was from the local coffee shop to the banker to, and so she's really built this community network, and that's how she gets a lot of her referral business.
And that's so important, because the visibility just doesn't go online, right? When we talk about visibility, it's also being involved in things in your local community, a charity or
Absolutely.
BNI or Chamber of Commerce, all these things. If you're a local business, these are the things that help you become more visible to your ideal client. So you're not really focused on online. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's how we came together, because we actually coach each other, right? So I consider myself an online hustler, and I'm not anymore. That's a story I used to tell, but now not anymore. I'm so much better.
Right?
No. I'm really good in person now, but it took a lot of coaching from Dixie. And it was the opposite, where, she'd be like, oh, I just came home from, moving this furniture, or I just did this, redlining construction documents. And I'm like, she's like, look at the Sharpie all over my hands. And I'm like, why aren't you taking a picture of that?
Yeah.
Why aren't you sharing that? Like, because she's so in the community online, it looks like she doesn't work a lot, or she doesn't, so I'm like, why don't, she'll come back like, oh, I just moved the sofa from here to there. I'm like, did you get a picture of you? You know what I mean? You in the home with your client or whatever.
And the answer is usually
no. So that's how really was actually the origins of what we do. We coached each other. So I coached her on her online presence, and she coached me on my community presence.
And Rachel's the one who got me to do Facebook Live, and I swore I was never, ever, ever going to do anything like that. And it's funny because now we are live on Facebook for almost 2 hours every week. Yeah. I mean, just for design and style, not counting anything else. So,
and then I do my daily riffs, which is at least 5 times a week. So
I've caught a couple of your daily riffs. It's like I go in and out of being able to watch people's stuff.
Yeah, I get it. Me too.
You can't watch everything, especially when you start getting busy, but you catching snippets of them. I think that balance is so important, that you've taught each other. That person and then the online, it's like adding a little bit of both, but keeping it to where you can manage your life is so important.
And I will say that's one thing that we always encourage, is to find somebody who can help you where you're weakest.
Yes.
That was, like Rachel said, it wasn't just the visibility. It was also, she does more of the styling part of design, where I do more of the conceptual and construction part of design. And so just bouncing ideas off of each other. We're on separate coasts. We have different viewpoints. The whole thing was it's a partnership made in yin and yang heaven.
It's amazing what the online world can do.
It's great because, I don't do like new builds. So sometimes I do get into situations where, I'm not a lumen geek. She likes to geek out on lumens and lighting. And so I'll be like, how do I get this? So even in our design firm, she'll be like, I have a bookshelf, help, So, it even pours into our design firms.
Rachel came out. When she came out, she helped me finish styling my house.
Yeah.
Oh, that
because I hadn't done it yet.
I totally had to style her house while I was there. My rent.
Okay. So someone needs to come to New York and help me sell. I'm moving to Alpharetta, Georgia, whenever it sells. And then somebody can come to Alpharetta and help me design it, because I'm not a designer, and I really I mean, I think my house is beautiful, but it's not something I enjoy at all.
Yeah. Well, Alpharetta is not that far away from me, so
Ooh.
just keep that in mind. I'm just saying.
Keep that in mind. And there's a market in Alpharetta, so people converge
Is that
there.
where you just came from, Dixie? No, where were you just yesterday?
I was in Atlanta.
Oh, you were in Atlanta. Okay.
You were where?
I went down to Atlanta on Wednesday.
Okay, so
I mean, it's like 3 hours, so.
From you, it'll only be about 20 minutes from where I'm going, I believe.
Exactly.
So when you're recommending to your visibility clients, how often are you recommending they go live? Oh, no shrimp, Nancy. Why? Why no shrimp, Darla?
So you don't kill me. I have an extreme shellfish allergy. So.
Oh, so does my daughter. We used to have to carry EpiPens in addition to everything else she's allergic to. The poor kid. Well, she's 22 now, but she has really suffered not being able to eat. She was born with an allergy to milk, soy, mustard, paprika, annatto, which is a food coloring in yellow dye, shellfish, regular fish, and garlic, and I'm all Imagine trying to feed her.
It's probably like trying to feed me these days. By the way, this May is
Allergy Awareness
Month.
What is?
May is Allergy Awareness Month.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I might have known that when they were younger, but I have pushed that out of my brain because that was.
We have been featuring it big time on Design and Style. So.
Dixie's doing something every day this month.
Good for you. It's so important. My daughter actually has this great idea, which I won't reveal here, about bringing awareness to the restaurants about food allergies, because over the years, I can't tell you how many times, even our Girl Scout leader was like, because she also had cold-induced urticaria, which I used to call an allergy to the cold. And people used to look at me like, really? Like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, no, really. Like, can't put an ice cube on her. She will get a hive. So, like, if you ever break something, like, do not put an ice pack on her. You're going to have a bigger problem than the break.
Yep.
And people just don't believe you guys. It's disgraceful.
Yeah.
So I was part of
Dixie ended up at High Point. Dixie ended up going to the ER. Because hers is airborne. Yeah, hers is airborne shellfish.
Yeah.
So she had to use her EpiPen, and she was in the ER.
Oh, my God.
It was a lovely 5 or 6 hours.
That's unbelievable. That's really very scary. We never had to use the EpiPen on her. One time we should have had to use it, but we didn't have one. She was only 5 years old. And we didn't know that we served her a red snapper because she's allergic to shrimp. And in the end, they slapped that fish on the same counter as they put the shrimp when they got it. And that's when we found out she was allergic to paprika, because paprika was in the Cajun, catfish or whatever it was, red snapper.
Yeah.
So that's when we started carrying an EpiPen. So I literally poured a half a bottle of Benadryl down this little 5-year-old's throat.
I carry liquid Benadryl and EpiPens.
It has to be the liquid. So, we totally digress. But you know what? But
it's Allergy Awareness Month, so that's okay.
Allergy Awareness Month. I'm going to text my daughter to see if she's actually participating in this. But yes, I was a paying member of the Food Allergy Network and had the EpiPens and the Benadryl in the kindergarten classroom high up. And I used to go in and train everybody on how to handle if my daughter, had an allergic reaction. And I remember the kid one day who came in with crab's meat sticks and thought it was really funny to wave it in front of her face. I was like, that little son of a gun. Call his parents, after the instruction not to even bring it into the classroom. But yeah, we found out about her shrimp allergy when her father was cutting her nails. She was a baby. Him and I were eating shrimp on the counter. And his thumb was, like when you're cutting a kid's nails, your thumb's right in the middle. So he lifts his thumb and she's got a hive right there. And we're like, she's allergic to shrimp also. Just add it to the list. But anyway, are you allergic to anything else?
I have laundry list. Very long list.
A laundry list.
Yeah.
Very tough to feel safe going out to eat.
And I pretty much don't. The other thing is at market, so many of the showrooms have catered food that includes shellfish, or the place it was cooked, the caterers have been around shellfish, so just having it on their clothes could be, could send me to the ER. Somebody could touch it and give me a hug, and that would be very bad.
That's really scary. She's not airborne, and we found that out from walking by. She's allergic to peanuts and tree nuts also, so we were walking by those carts in Manhattan, and I remember thinking, oh my God, like, what if she's allergic, or what if she's airborne? But thankfully that was not the case.
Right. Yep.
Okay, we should get back to talking about visibility and design.
It's more fun. It's more exciting.
It is more exciting. So tell me what you think the magic formula is for most people to, how often do they need to be visible?
Visible all the time. But the thing is, we actually have a framework now around visibility. It's called the 9 C's of visibility. And really, the last one, well, it's actually 10, but we don't like the number 10. The last one is concoction. And we think that everybody has a concoction that's specific to them, to their business goals, to where they're comfortable,
to their ideal clients.
Some stretch goals. And so it really is, I don't like people to think that just because I go live all the time, that's what I'm going to suggest you do, because I don't think that's, the right strategy for everyone.
Right.
But we really do come up with a concoction of both online and in person.
Visibility includes the content that they share on a regular basis also, right? It doesn't always have to be live.
Exactly.
It can be, it's so layered. It can be your SEO, it can be your blogs, it can be your newsletter. Some people are so great at writing, and they're so comfortable at writing, and they have these great email lists built up, and, so it really does depend on, it's just, each individual person.
Recorded video works perfectly fine for a lot of people. It doesn't always have to be live. Depending on who you are, a very produced video might be better for you than a casual live video. Just, it all depends on who you are and what you're doing.
Or voiceover. A voiceover, if you don't want to be, some people don't want to show their face yet, and you can voice over a project or something like that.
Right. It's just being out there on a consistent basis. Like now I'm doing pre-recorded videos, about 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes each, and they now go up on my business page Monday through Friday. They also get shared on LinkedIn, and those are pre-recorded because sometimes I just want to be no makeup and pajamas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which in my private group, Actionable Entrepreneurs, I will sometimes go in, ponytail, no makeup, and go, this is the real me, guys. But I try to go in every day to just support everyone taking action. But I think you're right. It can be, your visibility strategy can be multifaceted based on what you're most comfortable with.
Right. And for me, live works because I'm one of those people who get up and I put makeup on and get dressed. Like, that's joyful for me. I really enjoy the process. I have my room set up like a boutique, and I feel like I'm shopping every day. So for me, it's in total alignment with who I am. And plus, I'm out of the fashion industry, and it's just a way of that I self-express. So for me, lives every day, it's fine. I'm always camera ready.
And I'm going to be working on a side project of my own here soon that's going to mean a lot of recorded video. It really not a lot of live, but I do a lot of live for design and style because it fits the design and style model. It doesn't fit my Dixie Willard design model.
I was always a better talker than I was a writer, and I remember and I still get it sometimes, where I get locked up writing. So what I started to do, which actually helped me get unlocked, and I don't need to do it anymore, I had somebody transcribing my videos.
We do that too.
Yeah.
A lot.
And then when I had it transcribed, I would pull out content, obviously clean up the punctuation and make it more like an email. And I would use it for email, or I would use it for long form content on my Facebook. I'm a big content reuser, and I teach all my clients to do that because that's what locks people up. Like, really, I have to do a video, and then I have to do an email, and then I have to come up with Instagram posts and maybe Twitter or wherever you are. And you should
multi-purpose,
because no one's really watching
They're not watching all of your things.
Yeah.
No,
Not all the time.
No, and if they are, they're really not out working.
And that's
business.
Yeah.
But that is honestly a great, because we get people that get locked up over blogging.
Mhm.
And the way, I recently wrote a book. We just put a book out, marketing for interior decorators and stagers. And I talked that book into a Google Doc. So, yeah, so that's another way, because people are like, how do you do all this stuff?
Yeah.
I would, sometimes if I was like needed to flow, I would go for a walk and I would talk into my notes on my phone and then copy it into a Google Doc, or wake up in the morning. I had ideas. I would talk right into my Google Doc. So I talked that book.
That's a great idea. I've never done that. I'm going to use that because I'm a better talker than I am a writer.
Same. Yeah.
Well, sometimes early in the morning, I just did a video on this for somewhere. I think it's probably going on to LinkedIn. How I got really locked up with writing. And then one morning, early morning quiet, I said, open up a Google Doc and just start typing questions that clients have asked me, struggles they've had, answers I've given. And next thing you know, I am pages in and more is coming, and I ran out of time. And I didn't worry about how it sounded, how it looked, what the punctuation was. I just brain dumped.
Yeah.
And that's still that document. I open it up every once in a while. I do the same thing. And that provides me endless content for when I want to send an email to my ideal client or send an email to my list. I pick one subject, I write it to one person in my head, and then it goes to everyone. And I can't tell you how it connects.
I have the same with, I've showed you my Google Doc for social posts. It's about 25 pages long of just little things. I come up with ideas and I put them down. And so
yeah, you have to
so
go
much
when you have
easier for me.
inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like what you said, Nancy, about you're talking to one person. And not only does it make it feel more personal to the people reading it, but it makes it easier to just talk to that one person instead of imagining this whole, could be millions of people if you do things right that are listening to you. Just imagining one. That's just a nice conversation. You're just chatting. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, people really I used to get locked up going, okay, there's, 7,000 people on my list.
Yeah.
I have to send it to 7,000 people, and it has to relate to all of them. And when, I was a personal fitness instructor many moons ago, and I always had a personal fitness instructor myself. I had a personal trainer. I was a personal trainer. Now I'm a coach. I always have a coach.
Of course.
And they said to me, just think of one person, because if that one person had a problem, there's going to be other people on your list, right? So one day I wrote about just how difficult it is to price as an interior designer. And I can't tell you how many responses I got. Then another time I said, it's so hard to, and I didn't say it exactly this way. I wrote a whole email about, online, networking in person. And I was only thinking of one person when I wrote that email, the person that I had helped. And those emails, so anyone who's listening, if you're writing to your list, think of only one person and just let it rip. Even if you have 300 people on your list or 50 people on your list, just let it rip, because that one person, there might be another person on your list that really connects with. And that's going to be the topic that makes them reach out to you and get help with. As interior designers, what do you guys send to your email list, or do you?
We're really bad about our email list in our personal.
I do a great job getting the design and style email out every week.
Yeah, our design and style list is amazing. We love that. But yeah, we do. That is one place we are not visible enough on our personal.
On your personal, past clients, prospective clients,
right.
People who might be interested in your stuff.
Yeah.
You got to get on top of that.
I know.
I mean, only if that's the business you want.
But that's the thing. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone connects with me on social, and when I connect with somebody, I make sure that that's where they know, how they know that's where I live. And it's great because I just showed the other day, like I got an award for the top best 3 of my city or whatever. And then all my clients that were on started sending me messages. We knew you were the best. And you know what I mean?
Wait
And
a
so
minute, would you get the top 3? What did you get?
like the top 3 interior design firms in my city.
You saying it like it's so like no big deal.
I know. No, I know. It's really, no, it was a big deal, of course. And, but you know, I post that stuff because I'm connected with my clients on social. And then that's where for me, it gives them validation too, that they picked the right horse. Right.
Yes.
So, yeah. And so they continue to refer me. And so I really use social a lot.
And I will say that for me, I am working on, it's almost like brand journalism. So I'm going to be doing articles about the local area, things to do for my ideal client. What does she want? What is she looking for? So it's highlighting all of the stuff that's available here, highlighting local businesses that I love, telling their story and being a connector. So that's going to find its way into my emails as soon as I finish lining everything up. It's going to be a huge part of it. So that's going to be recorded videos. It's going to be articles. It's going to be all kinds of, and I'll include too some how-to design stuff.
I love that because
we've given that advice to other people, and we haven't taken it ourselves. And I've seen Sandra House of Funk do it really well. Darla just started implementing it, and that's something that we've always talked about. So I definitely want to do that. And
my plan for mine is for it to actually become even bigger than. It's going to be almost like an overarching brand that'll cover design and style and Dixie Willard design and some other projects that I have on the side. So I'm going to pull it all together under one hat, the Designing Dixie hat.
I like it, supersizing your visibility under one big umbrella. And it's true because I have multiple clients that I said, you know, you're writing blogs about design, but your ideal client, if they're very, very high end, they're going to Google an interior designer in their neighborhood when they're ready. But what are they really going to be Googling? They're going to be Googling restaurants. Right? So restaurants in your area, events in your area. So that's where knowing your ideal client and are they into cars? Are they into events? Are they into music? Are they into, you know, high-end restaurants or cultured restaurants, cultural events, right? Writing about museums and ballets. And where does your ideal client hang out and what are they Googling? And can you write blogs about that? And it's written by an interior designer, and there you could get a lot of hits, more than you expect, rather than always writing about, you know, let's say color or design specifically. Right. Because the people who are Googling that are often do-it-yourselfers.
Right. Exactly. So the more that I can get my name out there, the better it'll be. And a lot of my clients are moving here from out of state. So they're Googling all kinds of things about the local area anyway. They tend to do a lot of research before they move. So if they're searching all of that and they keep seeing me pop up when they're ready to build their new home, there you go. Hopefully I'll be right there.
It's been interesting to see what's happened with our businesses as we've done design and style, where like I haven't announced the company yet, but I just signed a licensing agreement. So it's funny to see how both of our personal, like we're almost having to restructure our own, like she's doing Designing Dixie now, where I was Rachel Moriarty Interiors. Now I have to do a incorporation of Rachel Moriarty's, because now I have a book and I have licensing products and I have, you know, so it's just the whole visibility has just blown our personal brand, basically our personal brands up.
That's what it does. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting speaking engagements now that I, you know, just from being out there, or I saw you on here, would you be willing to do this? Opportunities that I'm not directly going after, but they basically laid them in your lap and you're like, absolutely, I'm there. Right. And I think people sometimes get stuck on their business model, right? Well, this is what I decided to do. When I really try to say, start increasing your visibility and then keep your eyes wide open.
Yes. Because you never know what's going to happen. You have to have room to imagine.
Yeah, that's what and even when we go to High Point and we have, like last High Point, we worked so hard. We were working for the Design Network. We had 4 panels we spoke on. We interviewed with Jane Dagme. We did a bit with Nick May from the Chaise Lounge. I mean, we were like, event after event after event, but we still leave room for magic. We still leave margin in our schedules because we know if we leave space, we're going to meet a vendor or a manufacturer or we just know just from a gut thing and from history that if we leave a little room, there will be some magic out of that trip, some unknown.
It's true. And if we translate that to the local designer who's just trying to build her business, it happens to you guys as well.
She'll kick my butt out the door. Like if I haven't left the house and I've just been doing my online thing, she's like, get out. And I will call her and be like, oh my gosh, you won't believe it. I went to my local coffee shop and I met this guy and he's developing and so like, it's great. Like you have to get out. You have to get out from behind your laptop too sometimes.
And let's face it, Rachel and I are just regular, normal people, normal designers who decided that, let's do something. We just chose. We said, let's do this. Nobody asked us if we wanted to start a podcast. Nobody suggested we start a podcast. We just decided to do it.
Nobody deemed us worthy of having a podcast or deemed us worthy of speaking on. That's what we tell our clients too. It's like nobody has, because sometimes they'll say, I want to be a style spotter. Like every time after market, it's like, I want to be on the blog tour. We're like, nobody has to deem you anything. Go do the thing. Go do the thing, And so basically that's kind of what we did. We just created the thing.
We just did it.
Yeah. You know what? I think a lot of people, they're waiting for permission, I guess.
Yes.
But I mean, listen, we've all been through stuff in life and you get that insecure moment.
Yes.
And sometimes like you guys had each other, which is phenomenal to break each other out of, get over the fear of doing something new. And that is fantastic. And not everybody has those people. Right? They have the people in their life who are trying to keep them in the box that they're used to being in. Because those other people are comfortable you being there. Right? To have somebody to really support you in all that you do and all the paths that you take is a rare thing. I mean,
blessing.
That's where I come in as a coach. If somebody doesn't have that person or they're not having trouble making a decision that they're just stuck, right? They're just stuck. And the minute they tell me, I'm like, oh, that's what you should do. It's just right? Yeah. Because I'm experienced businesswoman. It's having that person who's got your back and you two have that in each other. And how fantastic is that? Yeah.
We talk more to each other than our spouses sometimes.
I know. I always
Don't tell them that.
I don't know if she's still watching, but he was off today. I literally could say like 3 words to him. Every time he saw me, I'm on my phone. Yeah. And then he comes up because I left the door open and he's like, oh, I didn't know you were on a call on Zoom. I literally did not lift my head I think I had about a half an hour that I wasn't talking today.
Right. I know.
My parents always told me to stop talking, but it's really funny. We haven't caught up on comments.
I know. I'm looking right now. Let's see.
Okay. I don't know how
Amy
far.
Amy wrote a long one. Okay. Yes, Amy. Yes.
Yep. I don't know if that'll show on. Let's see how long that shows up on the screen. Let's play. It blocks all of us. Visibility does create opportunities that you didn't know existed. I always say that about the press, right? And that's what you do, Amy. You help people find press opportunities and finding a different angle, your story, right? There is room for magic, right? It just depends on who sees you. Every time I'm on a podcast, every time I'm on someone else's Facebook Live, or throw something up on LinkedIn, if I'm doing it consistently, it brings more opportunities. And that's what's happening to you guys. Rachel, I want you to talk about your book a little bit.
Oh. I'm like, what?
I just thought it. I'm like, and you know what? When I saw your book come out, I started talking to Elizabeth Scruggs, and she had done a similar thing and been published in a book a while ago, and she so sweetly sent me a copy and wrote a personal note in it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But tell everybody about that.
So that was another thing that came. I mean, I never had planned to write a book, and kind of like you, I just I'm better on video. And so all of my visibility, a publisher reached out and said, I'm putting together this book, and it's on marketing for interior decorators and stagers. I think I'm the only decorator, though, in the book. And would you do a piece on video marketing? Because, apparently, like that day, my name had come up 3 times. And so she was like, when somebody's name just keeps coming up, it's kind of her sign from the universe to like pick up the phone and get on the horn and get in contact. So another scary thing, I was like, okay. And she told me who the other authors were, and we've got stuff on branding and confidence. And I actually did video marketing, and someone else did a visibility chapter, which is kind of funny. But,
that's funny.
Yeah. So, so yeah, that was another opportunity that came through my Facebook Lives. And it hit #1 bestseller on Amazon in the pre-sale. So that was great.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I'm
really
actually
exciting.
starting to write a book. Not that kind of book, but I'm starting to write a book. And my sister's a writer, and people might have heard me say this before. So one morning I'm writing and I'm writing and I'm writing, and I'm thinking, man, I wrote a lot. I do the word count. Oh, I don't know what it was. Yeah, it was the word count.
Yeah.
And it was 4,000 words. Right? And I called my sister. I'm like, how many words is a book? And she's like, between 40,000 and, I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm up to about 8,000. I haven't actually picked it up in a while, but it's, kind of like my long-term project.
Is it a business book?
I think the title's going to be, and I don't know if I've said this on a live before. I think I wrote it down, but I think the title's going to be Confidence is a Brand That Sells: The Confessions of a Perpetual Business Mom.
Ooh.
Because it's really not as much about business as it was about, it's not going to be about business so much. Maybe that'll be my second book, but it's about my journey being a mom of 3 kids who did all have some sort of struggles medically and still running a business. And what I learned through those tough times and how I kept going. And I think that so many people have stories. Honestly, everyone has a story. Every single person. So, my oldest suffered from anxiety disorder. My middle had the very severe food allergies, and my youngest had open heart surgery. And that at 5 days old, and was quarantined for 2 years. So those years, I'm a great mom. I'm confident in that. But I needed my business to keep me going, right? And it was just all about how my business focus and being a businesswoman made me a better mom and helped me keep everything in perspective and not lose myself. So it's got business lessons in it, but it's more about how if I could do it, you can do it too.
Yes.
So, that's what I want to write. So I figured, that's what I want to write. So that's what I'm going to write, damn it.
Absolutely.
And then, if I come out with another book after it, I'm just going to focus on one little book at a time because it's overwhelming enough. But yeah, that's what I think I want to write. Oh, thank you, John. He loves the title. So yeah, don't tell anybody. Do I need to copyright that? Can somebody tell me if I need to?
Probably. Quick, hurry.
Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. John's saying, and the next book, it's not about business, ... so much by Nancy G. So I feel this book in me. It might take me 10 years to bring it out, but what about you, Dixie? Now you need to write a book.
I have one I've been working on for a while, and then Rachel and I are working on one together.
Visibility Warrior.
Excellent. What's it called? Or are you just saying?
Visibility Warrior.
Excellent. Oh my God, that's so great. How many hours a week do you put into that?
Well, the content really creates itself. We have a lot of content. It's more like organizing the content.
I could probably write a business book by just putting together all my worksheets and all the content I already have.
Yes, exactly.
That would come out.
It's pretty thick, but it's got to be organized and probably filled in and threaded a little bit.
There are people you can hire to do that.
That's true.
There's people you
I'm
can
gonna have to find those people and give them a call.
I'm going to see what Heather said. Listening to I'm hooked a feeling maybe in the background right now. Feel like this is about you and me after our time at the IDS and future plans. Yeah, the IDS conference was a great time. Heather was there. She's a member of the virtual chapter of the Interior Design Society. And I just can talk business 24/7. That's my disease. And we talked so much about just how to grow her business and what angles she should go on. And you guys are an inspiration because it's really about following what you love to do.
Yeah.
And then you can create a business around what you love to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because as we go along, we have these different pieces. Dixie's got this new big idea she's going into. And then as I approach 50, I really want to add a little style into my business model. So that's why I'm heading more into the Rachel Moriarty brand.
You're so stylish. I'm so plain Jane compared to you.
I'm probably a plainer Jane, so.
I did notice on one of your lives from High Point that Dixie is taller than Rachel.
Yes.
We didn't know that. Yeah, we didn't know that until we met each other. I thought she was tiny, like 5'2". I'm 5'2". So when I saw her, I was like surprised.
Well, guess what? You're taller than me.
How tall are you?
Really?
I say I'm 5'1", but I'm 5'1.5".
Oh my
But I always
gosh.
swear, okay, who's on from the national conference? Tell them the shoes I wear. I always wear platforms or high shoes.
Yeah, or wedges. I wear wedges.
But
Yeah,
I
actually-
remember I was nervous. Like, people are going to think I'm so tall, right? This is so deceiving.
Yeah.
I told a couple of my clients who were meeting me at Luann's anniversary party. I'm like, just so you know, like, I'm 5'1.5". And they were like, get out of here. Like, I just had to tell them.
That's so funny. Well, I always wear wedges and I'm really clumsy. So like the week before market, Dixie
I have banned her.
She's banned me from wearing wedges because I fall.
No.
Every time. She falls. And she has skinned knees.
I have skin. I do. I fell before this market too. And then I can't wear the boots I want to wear because it hits my. Yeah.
Why are you falling? I wear wedges. I wore wedges
because I look at my phone and I walk and I don't pay attention and
give up on the phone and wear the wedges is my advice.
Yes, maybe I should be banned from walking with my phone.
There you go. Maybe we should change it just a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, because I walked in Savannah. They have the cobblestones. It's bricks. It's all uneven.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn it, I'm not taking off these. Even my flip flops or whatever they call them these days.
Yeah.
Are to 1.5 inches and they go down.
Right.
Because when I take off my shoes, people go, "Oh my God, I did not know you were that."
Same. That's so funny.
We have that in common. I want to know have you met Claire in person yet?
Yes. She's tiny. She's even smaller than I am.
I saw her next to Luann, and I thought, I think she's about my height. I like her.
Yeah, she was somebody I was surprised that is so tiny too.
And what's so funny is everybody thought I was tiny. But I'm regular height. I'm 5'6".
Yeah, and that is a normal, like an average height, right? Yeah. You have such a tiny, cute face.
Yes,
that you feel like it's on a shorter body.
I hadn't thought of it like that.
And
I always thought I had a giant head, so that actually makes me feel better about my head too.
No, you don't have a giant head. Not at all. Oh my God, I got to look back at comments. Hold on.
I know. Where we knew this was going to go all over the place, but
yeah, but that's the fun of it. Oh yes. Isabel said she wears the best shoes. I love shoes. There was a time I had 100 pairs of shoes, but then I got divorced and I laid back on the shoes a little bit. What is this? Visibility Warrior, Confessions of Two Visibility
Divas. I love it, John. We need to screenshot that.
That is a good.
I love that, John. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Allison, it's easy to
Dixie
come.
looks like a pixie. Jerry said Dixie.
You do. You have a small
She's
tail.
so cute, right? Yeah,
You're
you're so
so
cute.
cute.
Love you. I'm going to have to talk to all of you more often because you're very good for my self-esteem.
Right?
You're very cute. You're very stylish. I'm very envious. I think you guys have it all together. I love it. Love it. Love it. For visibility and everything else that you do.
Oh, John's going live. John's going
Yes,
live.
I know. I have to go off at 5:30 because John goes live.
He's got to go.
No, it says he's not going live.
Oh,
I
decided. Never mind. He decided he is going live.
Oh,
I can't.
no.
I have to read the whole comment.
So
but I decided to.
I'm confused. Was HD Expo only 2 days? Like, did it not happen today? I was so confused.
In Vegas?
Yeah, I know it was like 2 days. I don't know how long it is. I thought it was going on today too, but I saw them all at Dre's last night. I saw you, John. I saw you posting from Dre's rooftop
That's what he said.
party.
He went live last night instead of tonight. I'm actually in Vegas Market. My parents live in Vegas, so I took.
Going to Vegas Market?
I am going to
I'll
Vegas.
be there.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be there. Yeah.
So
That'll
my
be awesome.
parents live in Vegas, so I used to go every year with my kids, and then they got older, and they actually have lives, and they don't want to always come everywhere.
Yeah.
So I went recently, maybe 6 months ago. My mother was sick, and she's okay. And then I'm thinking I'm going to Vegas Market, so I'm going to be speaking somewhere. It's not firmed up yet, and then I'm going to, scout around for other places to be and visit my parents while I'm down there. So
Nice.
I'm excited. I'm really
Very
excited.
nice.
I love Vegas.
I do too, but not in July. I wish it wasn't July.
When my parents were down there, my parents had 3 daughters. We all got married within 18 months of each other. They said, we always dreamt of moving to Vegas. When my 2 sisters moved out of state, they said, I think we want to go to Vegas. I'm like, go, have fun. They've been there 25 years. And when people say to them, I couldn't handle the summers, they say, you're indoors in the winters in New York.
It's true.
In the heat, just like you're in air conditioner in the summer in Vegas. And I thought, that's true.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. But I get you. It is very hot. But anyway, thank you so much, ladies.
It's been fabulous. Thank you.
Tell everyone where they can find you, your group, your websites, whatever you want to offer. Tell them now and then go in the chat and put the links there.
The link to the Design and Style group is already in the comments, so you can scroll back and see where I posted that. And then I will add the Design and Style podcast. You can find us on the webs, the interwebs at designandstylepodcast.com. That's probably the easiest way. And links to everything are there. Everything.
Perfect. I just want to answer one last question of my Vice President of the Interior Design Society and my virtual
Elizabeth.
friend.
Yes,
I'm going to be in Vegas in July, Elizabeth. So she has a RISA conference. So yes, we finally will be able to meet each other. But wait, I thought you were coming to Luann's Lunch and Learn. I'm just kidding. I know you just came. So, all right. Thank you, ladies, so much. I really appreciate you being here today. Weekend Wind Down with Nancy G, business coach. If you are an interior designer or a creative entrepreneur having trouble getting your business to be profitable, struggling with your sales conversation, I'm the person to talk to. I'm here for you. You can find me here on Facebook and at nancyganzacoffer.com and in my group, Actionable Entrepreneurs. I will see you guys next week. Thanks,
Have
guys.
a good weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.